All right, what's up, baseball fans? It is time for Monday Night Baseball. Oops. Hey, there we go. I noticed that Cavicom was first in chats today. Cavicom dropped EVC in NYC2's stream faster than a Detroit Lion dropped a pass in the second half. Heyo! All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and play a little Out of the Park baseball today. And we're also going to play a little game called... Now, EVC kind of inspired us. Well, this is not a knockoff at all. He does guess the set. And I almost called this guess the card, but that would be a blatant ripoff. This is called Name That Card. So we're going to play Name That Card here today. Yeah, I can name a few of our OOTP streamers who are actually crestfallen over what happened in the Detroit Lions San Francisco 49ers game. And I tell you what, it was a sad day. And I say this as a Niner fan, by the way, that I tell you what, sad day. The Lions were amazing, a great run. I have a feeling we're going to see them again. So hopefully I did not hurt your feelings too bad. You got to have a thick skin if you're a Lions fan. So I'm sure they're going to be okay with it. Lord knows I am with my A's. And it was a great game. So this is a preview of the card. The only hint I'm giving you so far is chunks of that card and the BABIP. And when we come back, we'll like sprinkle it in. We'll like come back in. We'll check it out. We'll give you another hint. But I'm telling you right now, if you get it right, you're going to be able to get a 10-pack from Out of the Park Developments. You're going to get 10 standard packs if you get this right. Now, here's the thing. Everybody only gets one guess. So make sure that you're very wise about this, that you're very smart about this. Mr. Audit's guess is in. Let's do a quick reveal here. Let's give you one thing and see if you're right. An Iron Bochy, maybe? Let's go ahead and throw a little bit of, maybe this will give you a hint. Now that would be great. Only remember, I think the Ricky Henderson was an exclusive. Oh, see now, you guys are way too good. You guys are way too good. All right, next up, we'll give you an overall. See, you guys, this isn't guessing. You guys are okay. Well, I'm gonna have to make it harder. All right, this is your overall rating. There's the overall rating. And then we'll give you more. We'll go ahead and throw that out there. Okay, so we'll take a break on that and play a little Out of the Park baseball in the meantime. And you guys are really good. You are really good with this. All right, let's go ahead and play Out of the Park baseball. Now, here's the deal. We are going to play the 1991 World Series. Now, you saw game one last week, and it went to 3 games, and tonight is going to be game 3. Dave Stieb never wore a batting helmet. Never wore a batting helmet. John Olerud wore a batting helmet as a first baseman. If you're looking for any sort of Toronto Blue Jay tie-in with a batting helmet, that might help you out. All right, let's go ahead and load this simulation up. And it's down to game 3 here tonight on Monday Night Baseball, guys. And if you missed it there's Lloyd Mosby, Breedab. There you go. That's a good guess. Let's go with just a quick recap on how things went so far in this tournament. First of all, it went to the Minnesota Twins in game 1. That was last Monday Night Baseball, 2-1 your score. Game 2, completely different outcome. The Braves won on their home field at the launching pad. Actually trailed 1-0, then a 4-run fourth, 3 more in the in the eighth, on the way to a 10-1 victory. 10-1. Kevin Tapani got lit up. John Smoltz went the distance. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. So that is that. We'll be sprinkling some more hints as we go along on our Guess the Player. So it's called Name That Card. One more time, in case you're just arriving, here it is. Here it is. That is so far what we've revealed is 78. Don't look it up in the shop. You could have fun with this and just try to guess. And you could cheat. You could look it up. Wouldn't be that fun, though. So there you go. So we'll go back into it. And let's go ahead and go back into Out of the Park Baseball. We play ball. Dan Marino, you got it. Well, I didn't give the year yet. Was the player on the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant-based softball team? Probably. Oh, let me put it this way. Any player I ever cared about played on that team. And there's a fantastic story, if you're ever interested in looking it up, about the lore of that nuclear power plant team in The Simpsons. So it comes down to a game 3 between the Twins and the Braves. And why wouldn't it? The only disappointment so far for me is that there was a 10-1 decision in this, and we need a 1-run decision to end. That's what we need. And hopefully we get it. So let's go ahead and play ball. So it is Lee Brandt versus Scott Erickson. Let's go ahead and play it. Now, we know this. You got to watch out for that computer AI. It is pesky. It is pesky. It is very difficult sometimes to wrangle in that computer AI. Sometimes it really wants to mess with the lineups. We've been so diligent in replicating from the real thing. So we're going to set those substitutions to, is it Jay? I don't know who Jay Smith is. Jim Smith, John Smith, Jack Smith, Jebediah Smith, maybe? Could be. Because Pags is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be Scott Laius. Well, let's go ahead and set those lineups as well. We're just being realistic in here. I would love to see Pags. Don't get me wrong. But in our research, our prep, this is what happened. The lineup is going to be different too, in fact. So, in fact, let me just go ahead and put you on a little bit of a be right back so I can get that lineup up. And then we'll play Out of the Park Baseball 25, Monday Night Baseball. Homer J. Simpson, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. All right, we're going to be right back, and we'll start up Monday Night Baseball. right, now, what's this talk about OOTP 25? Did I leak something I was not supposed to? Hopefully I did not. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh. Well, guys, I guess the word is out. There will be another Out of the Park baseball. Might have been a Freudian slip. You got me kind of paranoid there. I'm not going to lie. All right. We're all set up. Everybody will get their drops today. Everybody who is here on time, you will get the drops. Anybody who came over from the EVC and NYC2 stream, you guys will get a drop. You'll get all the drops. You get a drop. You get a drop. You get a drop. Now, before we get started, game notes right here. We got the Braves and we got the Twins. Let me know in chat who you are going for in this game. Call your flop. Which team will lose? Call your flop. Get the team right, and we'll ban you from the channel. I kid. That is a Cavacom reference. All right, let's go Twins, says Jeff Steelflex. I love it. Guys, welcome in. Great to see all of you in chat. Ezra Denny is here. Don't Cut the D Block Dragon is here. Commando Solo. Hero Driver. Kirby York. Mr. Audit. Gabba. Rob. Caged Wisdom. Have I missed anybody? Kip. Kip. We'll go with Kip. And, of course, EBC and NYC, too. All right, guys. Music lessons, let's go. All right, guys, this is the pregame show. It's the Big Bang pregame show. It's powered by Cubs Fan 23. Nothing came before the pregame show except the Big Bang. And it all comes down to Game 3, a winner-take-all Game 3 between the 1991 Minnesota Twins and the 1991 Braves. An epic series that went down to 7 games that year in 1991. 3 going to extra innings. 4 decided on the final pitch. 5 decided by 1 run. Well, this one, we'll see if it lives up to the hype in Game 3. Let's take a look at the dimensions of this fair ballpark. It is the Metrodome, Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, home of the 1990 World Series. 343 to left. You can see very clearly on the screen there. 408 to straightaway center. 327 to right. And, of course, the hefty bag out in right. Your ballpark dimensions brought to you by Commando Solo 193. Remember, citizen, only you can prevent the rebel insurgency. No weather report to speak of today, where it is a cool and perfect 70 degrees Fahrenheit inside the Metrodome. Your weather report is brought to you by Lost Duck TW. Let's present your stars of this one, your starting lineups. And we'll start with the visiting Braves, who won 10-1 on their home field at Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium last week on the Dr. Dynastic channel, and they will roll out the following. The DH tonight, yes, the DH, Lonnie Smith will lead off. Jeff Treadway, a 250 hitter so far in the series, batting second. The 1991 MVP, Terry Pendleton, batting third. In the cleanup spot, David Justice. Mr. 30-30, Ron Gant in the cleanup spot. Back-to-back years that Ron Gant achieved 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases, and he brings a lot to the table, not only with that power, but also with that speed. He'll be a player to look out for. The star profile brought to you by Jeff Steelflex 47. Sid Bream in the 6th spot, followed by Hunter, Olson, and Belliard batting 9th. Defensively for the Minnesota Twins, playing in their hometown of Minneapolis, Gladden, Puckett, and Mack in the outfield. On the infield, Leas at third, Gagne and Knobloch up the middle. And at first base is Kent Herbeck. Has yet to pull a single runner off the bag, but the night is still young as T-Rex is holding down first. And yes, would you like to know more? Here's your starting battery. It's brought to you by D. Mendro, celebrating the Illinois Class 6A state champion Cary Grove Trojans. Brian Harper will do the catching tonight. And on the bump in Game 3, winner take all, Scott Erickson. Erickson, a 20-game winner in 1991. 32 starts with a 3.18 earned run average. 108 strikeouts in 204 innings pitched. All right, settle back. Settle in, guys. We're about ready to play some baseball. Those starting lineups brought to you by Hertz Donut. Next time you're in Cedar Falls, Iowa, you might just find a really vanilla gorilla at Hertz Donut. Open 25/8. Want a Hertz Donut. The best in Cedar Falls. Lone Star, welcome in. If that is a reference to a Mel Brooks movie, you have just won the day. If that's a reference to Texas, well, we still love you nonetheless. Guys, let's go and play a little baseball here. Here is your first pitch. It's brought to you by Chess Safari. It ain't checkers, it's chess. Chess Safari. Sellout crowd on hand to watch this one. And we can't see anything. There's a line drive base hit to right. Okay, that's an interesting start to this one. First hit of the game. If you saw it, brought to you by Underdog 44. When squaring up against an opponent, the underdog always throws the first punch. Let's go ahead and check that view, Monty. We might have to get a little low here. Let's try that one. Oh, because we had the blimp camera. Okay, that's interesting. Technical difficulties. We haven't had technical difficulties like this in a couple months with the great Memorial Stadium kerfuffle that we'll never speak of again. Let's go with this one. Here we go. All right, good. It was a Spaceballs reference. Thank you. Barry Batcher, thank you. I'm pinch hitting until a real professional comes here. Any day now, we'll be waiting by the phone. Lonnie Smith is on first. Lonnie, who finished third in the National League Rookie of the Year ballot in 1980, helping lead the Philadelphia Phillies that year to the NL Crown, where they beat the Kansas City Royals in the World Series. One can only hope that Kansas City falls short in its bid to win an NFL title a couple weeks from now. Brent 32, welcome in. All right, Jeff Treadway is at the plate. Of course, I'm letting my Bay Area bias sneak in just a little bit. Go Kansas City. All right, Treadway at the plate here. We mentioned the Philadelphia Philly connection with the man on first, Lonnie Smith. Treadway as well. Here's a little inside baseball. Just last year, prior to this 1991 season, back in May of 1990, with Atlanta, Jeff Treadway hitting 3 home runs on May 28, 1990. That came on the road in Philadelphia against the Phillies on the night that Mike Schmidt's number was retired. Jeff Treadway wrecked the party with 3 home runs that day. Treadway, who's rocking a very uncharacteristic Raleigh Fingers kind of mustache there with a handlebar mustache. Didn't see that one coming. I guess it's a playoff stash. Jeff Treadway at the plate. And he ended up with more than 3 home runs for what it's worth. After scoring a bunt, it's a 1-strike count on Treadway. Erickson will again work from the stretch. Here's your 1-1. Again trying to lay down a bunt. So Bobby Cox has made it very clear he wants Treadway, despite his .320 batting average, he wants Treadway to move Lonnie Smith into scoring position. But now it's a 2-strike count. Here's the 3-2. Ball 4. Their first walk of the game. It's brought to you by Grish 70. Cotton candy salesman is out in the stands. You can hear him. Two aboard. Terry Pendleton now digs in. That is, by the way, Terry Pendleton, not to be confused with Jeff Pendleton. Back in 1985, the good old Don Russ card, 1985. A little bit of a mistake in the print there. It came out as a Jeff Pendleton, not Terry. Oops. 2 on, nobody out. Pendleton lifts a fly ball, center field. That drops on the turf for a base hit, and the bases are loaded. With a J. All right, so the bases are now loaded, and David Justice is at the plate. Justice, 21 home runs in an injury-shortened 1991 season. Sidelined with a back injury back in June, but looks like he's back to 100%. Justice already with 1 home run in this series. 4 runs driven in. It's been an offensive stalwart for this Braves lineup. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Here's your 2-2. Line drive. Grounded to third. They'll get the force, but a run will come in to score. Nice play by Pendleton, breaking up that potential double play as Smith comes in to score. Your first run of the game brought to you by FK and Kamish LB. Look at the replay as they get the force out at second. Treadway to third. Lonnie Smith comes in to score. 1-0 breaks. This is the heyday, Torvar, for me. This is when baseball was cranked up. This is when I knew I was a baseball fan and that someday I wanted to call a baseball game. This was the series that really turned me into a hardcore baseball fan, even beyond my A's, because that was the year, of course, that the A's World Series run had come to an end. They had gone to 3 straight World Series. And then the Braves and the Twins wound up playing in an unforgettable, still to this day, one of the greatest World Series of all time. And I think somebody just said this goes to 11. Are we doing Spinal Tap now? Boy, we're pulling out all the references tonight. Treadway on third. Justice on first. And Ron Gann at the plate. Here's a pitch. Ground ball down the line. It's fair. It's scooped up by the third baseman, Leas. They'll turn the double play. 5, 4, 3 on the scorecard. And that will do it in the first. This double play is brought to you by St. Louis Jason's Beer League. Knock 2 back with Beer League Baseball. We're back with the bottom of the first right after this. Big shout out to all of the people who are showing up for this one. Looks like we're at 440 strong right now, getting your drops on Monday Night Baseball. And for those of you who are getting drop-ins, not only the ad drops, the pack drops, but the ad drops as well. Anybody who is subscribing 2 months or more in a row, you are hearing your advertisements on my channel. You're hearing those here tonight, as you do every Monday night on Monday Night Baseball. Thank you for your support. All right, let's introduce you to the starting lineups here in the bottom of the first inning. For the away team, it's Hunter, Gant, and Justice in the outfield inside the turf. And Pendleton, Belliard, Treadway, and Bream around the horn. Greg Olson will catch here tonight. And on the bump, the veteran southpaw, former Kansas City Royal and Cincinnati Red, Charlie Leibrandt, who just celebrated his 35th birthday yesterday. 15 and 13 with a 3.49 earned run average. Offensively for the Twins, who are trying to win here on their home turf, bring home another title. Dan Gladden will be your leadoff man. Chuck Knobloch batting second. 3, 4, 5 will be Puckett, Davis, and Harper. In the sixth spot, the vastly underrated Shane Mack. Ken Herbeck. Herbie batting seventh. Scott Leyes will bat eighth. And Greg Gagne, the shortstop, will bat ninth. Charlie Leibrandt will pitch up against this vaunted Twins lineup. Dan Gladden, 247 hitter in the regular season. Signed as an amateur free agent with the San Francisco Giants in 1979. I wonder if Ezra Denny has any opinions about Dan Gladden. Gladden hitting, well, not hitting so much at all. In fact, he has yet to record a base hit in this series. 0 for 7. First pitch on the way to Gladden. Gladden with a sharp ground ball to third. And Terry Pendleton will make the play for out number 1. Now it is a former first-round draft pick of the Minnesota Twins, Chuck Knobloch. Number 25 overall pick in 1989. Went to Bel Air High School in Texas. I understand we have a few Texans in chat here tonight. Full count on the way. Payoff pitch. Fly ball right field, and this one bounces to the wall out to right center field. Chuck Knobloch around second. He's heading for third, and he is safe in at third on a 1-out triple. So there you go. And you know what time it is when we get a triple on this channel. A triple brought to you by The Real Teddy O. When there's a triple, that means it's Cava cleanup time. So Knobs in at third. And he's now 90 feet away from tying this one up. That brings up Kirby Puckett. 4 times in his career, Puckett has surpassed 200 hits in a season. Did not come, though, in 1991. Fell 5 hits short of that marker at 195 hits. Still a very respectable 319 average. Here's a 3-1 pitch. A little nubber. Harper. Excuse me, the catcher is Olsen, who scoops it up, throws to first. And Puckett is retired. Reminder, we'll give you another hint for our Name That Card contest during the next commercial break. We'll give you one more hint. Knobloch is on third. Chili Davis is at the plate. Chili grounds a short, and that should do it, and it will. Minnesota strands 1, and at the end of 1, it's the Braves 1 and the Twins nothing. All right, let's go ahead and continue. All right, so our game continues. Now, if you've already made a guess, would you be so kind and let everybody else to wager a guess as well? This is for 10 packs today. This is the first time we're playing the game here today. Obviously, I may need to nerve this a little bit or just put everybody on the honor system. Let's go ahead and give you another hint here on who this is. So far, we know it's a 78 overall. We also know it's an all-star card. We have this beautiful face here now. We also know the BABIP at 72. That's all the hints we've given you so far. All right, now we will give you, how about a position? We'll give you the position right now. Yep, there it is. The position is right field. Position is right field. So that kind of narrows down the list a little bit. If you've already guessed, we ask you to please refrain, and we'll let everybody else get a guess in as well. All right, let's continue. Get back to a little bit of baseball. All right, top of 2. Top 2 in Minnesota. Sid Bream, your leadoff man. In a 1-0 ball game, the Bravos leading this one as they jump out to a 1-0 lead. Sid Bream, who came over to the Braves, signing as a free agent before the 1990 season. His second season in Atlanta with the Braves, trying to make Pittsburgh regret the decision of letting him walk. Sid Bream. The 2-1 count. Bream bloops one to left. That should fall, and it will for a base hit. So a bloop single for Sid Bream. Brings up the young Brian Hunter. Hunter, 23 years young, played just 97 games his rookie campaign. Hit .251 with 12 home runs. Drafted out of Norwalk, California, Cerritos College. And what we're seeing right now between the man on first, the man at the plate, you're looking at a future platoon for this Brave squad. As Hunter, as we mentioned, played just 97 games that rookie season. He'll end up platooning with Sid Bream in 1992. Count is 2-2. Looking at a called strike 3. That strikeout brought to you by Podman 19. Experience the ultimate getaway. Book your trip today to America's finest city, San Diego, with Podman 19. Bream still on first. Greg Olson with his first plate appearance of the night. Back in his hometown of Minneapolis. He played collegiately at the University of Minnesota. From the stretch, the 0-1. He goes the other way. Line drive past the first baseman. They'll send the runner to third. And Bream hustling into third on a single by Olson. Nice piece of hitting there. Take a look at that as he goes the other way. Lines a single over the first baseman, Urbeck. Replay brought to you by Minerva. In need of some baseball, you can always count on Minerva 93-98. Bream awaits on third. Olson on first. Rafael Belliard at the plate. Known more probably for his glove than his bat, but he is hitting a cool .333 right now against the Twins. On the 0-1. Fly ball, right field. This should be deep enough. We'll see. Bream tags. He's going to try to score. The throw home. Not in time. Sid Bream. Just enough gas in the tank to push him across home plate. He comes in to score to make it 2-0. Olson still on first, and back to the top of the order we go. Oh, there's the Oregon. It's brought to you by Firenor. All right, Lonnie Smith at the plate. Deuces are wild. 2-2 pitch. Taken for a called strike 3. And that will do it. But the Braves score again. We go to the bottom of the second in Minneapolis with the Braves leading by 2. 5, 6, and 7 in the Twins lineup as we're in the bottom of the second on Monday Night Baseball. Harper, Mack, and Herbeck. First pitch on the way. Harper going the other way, and it falls for a base hit. Brian Harper with a single to right field, just out in front of David Justice. Harper not exactly fleet of foot, but he stands on first for Shane Mack. Shane Mack, who, if you would look at his real-life playing career, you see a fantastic hitter in the 1990s. 326 in 1990, 310 in 91, 315 in 92. It dipped a little bit in 93 at 276. But then, of course, the strike year, 333 in 81 games. But then you see the gap. From 1995 and 1996, no statistics to speak of. Because Shade wound up going overseas to play in Japan for the Yomiuri Giants in 1995 and 96, before coming back stateside in 1997, but never really the same hitter after that. From the stretch, Mack lines one to left, and that's a base hit. They're going to send the runner. Mack's going to go for two, and he's in at second with a Dono double. Your doubles are brought to you by Dono 43 333. That one had some serious English on it. Took a funny hop off the turf there. Harper to third. And Ken Herbeck at the plate. Trying to add a couple more runs here. Herbie, part of a nucleus of rookies in the 1987 season. And before that, when Herbie came up in the early 1980s, made his big league debut in 1981. One of a few rookies on that core squad. Think about that squad. Gary Gaetti, Tom Bernansky, Randy Bush, Frank Viola, Tim Laudner, all of them rookies that year. They took their lumps in the early 80s, but they rewarded that patience with a title in 1987. And trying to do it again here on Monday Night Baseball, 1991. 2 on, nobody out. Herbeck swings at that offering, fly ball, center field, tough play on the run, and making the catch is Gant, and the runners will hold. Boy, Gant really came in and perfectly timed that, as he would have been ready to gun down Harper should he have chosen to score, or at least attempt to. I think any faster runner probably attempts to tag up there, but not Brian Harper. 2 on, and now Scott Leyes at the plate. Leyes 3 for 5 thus far in the series. Had one hit in Game 2 on the road in Atlanta, also walked, and had a 2 for 3 night last Monday on Monday Night Baseball in Game 1, a 2-1 victory for the Twins. A 1-1. Fly ball to right field. Will this be deep enough? Runner tagging. This time they will send Harper, and he will score. Head first slide, and Minnesota is on the board. All right, so Leyes does his job as he flies out to right. David Justice, not the best arm, as they get the sacrifice fly. Shane Mack to second. And we understand the Harper Valley PTA is rooting for Brian. Yes, absolutely, Jack. Greg Gagne with 1-2 pitch, and it's fly deep to center field. Diving grab out in center by Ron Gant. One more look. You thought that was a hit? Wah-wah. That robbery brought to you by FDA Wah. My goodness. Minnesota still, though, able to scratch out a run. It's 2-1 Braves after 2. Don't take that for granted. I love it. All right, let's play a little bit more of the sensation, the game that's taking the internet by storm right now. And it's called Name That Card. Pretty simple. If you've already wagered a guess, please refrain from making another guess. And we'll reveal another element to this card. Right now we know it's a 78 overall. It's an all-star. It's a right fielder and a BABIP of 78. All right, let's give you, how about we give you the power rating? So here's the power rating. Ooh, boy, that is a power bat. That's a silver power bat if I've ever seen one. 137 v R and 138 BL. All right, so we'll continue to play Name That Card in just a little bit. All right, top of the third in Minnesota with Jeff Treadway to lead off. Treadway, 2 hits in 8 at-bats so far. Now, you haven't seen a hidden ball trick successful too often in Major League Baseball. You've really got to work hard to be able to pull off a hidden ball trick. These players have played Little League Baseball, high school baseball, some of them collegiate baseball, then the minor leagues, low A, high A, double A, triple A, the majors. I mean, you got to try to pull over a fast one if you're going to get the hidden ball trick pulled over on somebody. Jeff Treadway has done it. In fact, he has successfully pulled off a hidden ball trick twice in his Major League career. Let's see if Scott Erickson can hide the ball from Treadway here. It's an 0-1 count. Treadway flies this out to center field. And Kirby Puckett will make the catch. I think now we're getting some Darryl Strawberry guesses. I see a Max Scherzer in there as well. Cavacom is asking, did you see my guess? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. All right. Terry Pendleton is at the plate. Had a few Strawberry guesses now. He said he will reveal the answer. Yes, when there are 500 correct guesses. Terry Pendleton at the plate. Now successfully hitting 6 times in 9 at-bats. Pendleton on to 2-1. He beat out the aforementioned Barry Bonds for the MVP of 1991. Some would say controversially so. And now David Justice is at the plate. Question in chat, anyone got any recommendations for a third baseman in perfect team? That depends. Are you talking about the best possible third baseman? Or are you playing at a certain level, like tournaments? But if you're looking for the best possible third baseman, Hero Driver might have you covered, though it's going to cost you a pretty penny. Here's the 2-2 pitch to David Justice. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. There's another Podman 19 strikeout. Erickson gets his third K for the first time tonight. The Braves are held off the scoreboard. We go to the bottom of the third. All right, welcome back to the turf at Triple H, as we call it, Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. Dan Gladden will be your leadoff man. Came over to Minnesota, traded in 1987, where he promptly hit a grand slam in Game 1 of that World Series. First World Series grand slam in 17 years, helping beat the St. Louis Cardinals in 7 games in 87. The 86th. The Cards in 87. 1-1 to Gladden as he scoots a ground ball to second base. Treadway is there, 1 down. And now it's Chuck Knobloch. Knobloch, who still has yet to have his first All-Star appearance in 1991, but don't worry, he'll get there in 1992, 94, 96, and 97. Knobloch already with a double in this one. In fact, Knobloch would lead the American League in doubles in 1994, had 45 doubles that year. Knobs on the 0-1, smashes a single to left. Past the third baseman, Pendleton. He's going for 2. It got through the left fielder. He's into second. It's ruled a single. It went through Brian Hunter out in left. Hunter, who's playing out of position in left, maybe a little bit, does not have a defensive rating, come to think of it, which is really interesting because he was the game one starter for the Atlanta Braves when they had the DH in the 1991 World Series. Interesting. Well, stinks to be the Braves. Knobloch on second. Kirby Puckett at the plate. Puckett grounds a short. That will advance the runner to third. There's two down. Knobloch, 90 feet away. Chili Davis at the plate. Now, we promised the Chili Davis story about his name. It's not the most flattering of stories, but it's a true story nonetheless. We could give you the TLDR version, I suppose, but TLDR didn't even exist in 1991. So we'll give you the long, overly elaborate story about Chili Davis. Chili, here, born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica. His father gave him what's known as a bowl cut. B-O-W-L, bowl cut. This bowl cut was so bad. How bad was it? That the neighborhood kids teased this young boy, saying that his haircut looked like his dad cut it with a bowl of chili. The name stuck. Ladies and gentlemen, Chili Davis. Davis on a 1-0 offering. Rockets that to left. That chili had some heat on it. We're tied at 2. So Chili Davis, an RBI single. And we got ourselves a ball game here. There's your Fire and Oregon once again. Brian Harper, boy, is there a tougher guy to strike out. Struck out just 22 times in 469 plate appearances in 1991. I'm sure there's a counterpart in the National League that would have a lower strikeout rate than this guy, Brian Harper. But his avoid K rating, an 80 out of 80. A max 80. And as always, your player ratings are brought to you by Spore. 1 on, 2 out. Here's your 1-1. Fly ball, right field. And this one will be caught by David Justice. Side is retired, but the Minnesota Twins score again. And at the end of 3, we are tied at 2. All right, top of the 4th, Ron Gant to lead off. Ronnie, just 1 hit in 9 at-bats so far. Though he's played some stellar defense in this series. Gant, born and raised in Victoria, Texas. Went to high school at Victoria. Son of a chemistry professor there and a special education teacher, his mother. Wound up being a 4th-round pick out of the Atlanta Braves in 1983. 2-0 from the pitcher Erickson, grounded to short, and there's 1 down. Erickson's pitch count an even 50-5-0 so far. Up against Sid Bream. Here's the 1-2 to Sid as he grounds this one to second. Couple ground ball outs. That's how this inning starts. And now Brian Hunter, who had a woeful experience out in left field defensively. Some questioning why Brian Hunter would play out in left and not Lonnie Smith. Smith is DHing tonight. Hunter, who homered in Game 5 of the real 1991 World Series. Game 5 home run, helping beat the Minnesota Twins. And in the only real one-sided affair in that 1991 World Series. 14-5, the Braves won that. Hunter still held inside the ballpark so far through 10 postseason at-bats. Another ground ball, and the side is retired. So 3 balls on the artificial turf in Minneapolis, 3. Batters go down. We go to the bottom of the 4th in a 2-2 ball game. So Charlie Leibrandt trying to get back in a groove after giving up runs in the 2nd and the 3rd. He's surrendered 5 hits so far, 2 runs, both earned. He'll face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Mack, Herbeck, and Leas. Mack, a .310 hitter this past season. Works the count full. 3-2 on the way to Mack as he lifts a high fly ball deep to center field, and this one will be caught. Gant on the run. He is running everything down in Minneapolis here tonight. Looking like Chris Carter for the Minnesota Vikings out here. Chasing everything down in Minnesota. Ken Herbeck steps in. Herbie, 1 for 7 thus far in the series. On the 3-2, Herbeck goes the other way. Sinking liner to left, and it falls for a base hit. Not that Chris Carter. The other Chris Carter. And, of course, don't forget the other Carter in Minneapolis around this time in the early 1990s. Of course, we're talking about Anthony Carter. Ken Herbeck is on first for Scott Leas. Leas lifts a fly ball to left, and it's caught by Hunter. 2 down. Yes, from the Minnesota Vikings. Herbeck remains on first. Greg Gagne is now hitting. Leibrandt versus Gagne. We remember how this worked out when these two squared off in Game 1 of the real-life 1991 World Series. Greg Gagne, who had just 8 regular season home runs that year, would light up this pitcher, Charlie Brandt, for a 3-run home run. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Gets away from the catcher, Olsen. It will officially be a wild pitch as Herbeck advances to second. There are a lot of Chris Carters. I forgot about the X-Files one. Herbeck now in scoring position for Gagne. The 1-2. Gagne grounds a short. Scooped up by Belliard. Throw to first is in time. We are knotted up at 2 at the end of 4. All right, let's give you another hint here. All right, let's see. What do we got so far? Now we're going to start getting some revealing things here. Let's go ahead and give you the eye. How about that eye rating? There's the eye. My goodness. A 101 eye on this card. A right fielder. Still don't have a year, but we do have an overall rating. It's a silver and a 78. Feel free to keep those guesses coming. I know some of you may believe, and maybe you do already have the correct answer, but for those of you who have not wagered a guess, we invite you to play along. All right, let's get you back to the game. We've got some great convo right now. The OOTP community coming up big right now with some advice on third baseman for Perfect Team. By the way, EVC and NYC2 is looking to get himself into a little silver tournament action, daily tournaments. This card we're showing off here in the old, I guess the card, but name that card. That card is very playable card, especially versus righties, especially in any ballpark that favors lefty power. for home runs, and Candlestick Park is one of those. So if you're playing daily silver platter, I believe that strawberry... Ugh, son of a... Well, let's just keep on revealing here. All right, let's show you the answer here. This is why I'm not a game show host. Yeah, it's Daryl Strawberry, guys. It is Daryl. Mr. Audit, you got it very early in. You got it very early in. Congratulations, Mr. Audit. If you would be so kind, you can send me a whisper on Discord or on my Twitter. Not my Twitter. Here, I'll just give you my thing here. Send me a little whisper there, Mr. Audit, with your PT username, and we'll hook you up with 10 packs from Out of the Park Developments. Yeah, Mr. Audit guessed it when... Let me show you what was up. Let me show you what we had. It was... Let's see. Let me... Mr. Audit got it at that point. He got it at that point. That's all he had to go off of was the BABIP and this. So I think from now on, maybe we will probably have to make it a little bit more difficult. So when it's more difficult on the next Monday Night Baseball, don't blame me. Blame Mr. Audit, because he is too darn good. So I think what we'll probably do next time, we may end up skipping the BABIP part and having this card. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I should have, you know what we'll probably do if we're smart about this, which we won't be, but I bet what we end up doing is hiring Mr. Audit as a consultant and thus making him ineligible for the name that card. Are we sure that it was a not a Dan Marino? Are we sure it was not Dan Marino? We cannot confirm that. I mean, the year kind of matches up. I think a lot of things match up. So who knows? All right, let's get back to it. Hey, let's see what we got. We got Greg Olson leading off. Greg Olson is at the plate. Guys, we will ask you kindly to refrain from any religious or political talk. Greg Olson on a 3-0 pitch. Check swing. Ball 4. So Greg Olson leads off here in the 5th. And Rafael Belliard now is at the plate. Belliard, a member of the Braves World Series winning team in 1995 versus Cleveland. They squared a bunt that will advance the runner to second. And now Lonnie Smith is at the plate. Here's the 0-1 to Lonnie. Lonnie grounds this sharply to first. That will advance the runner again to third this time. Olson to third. 2 down. And Jeff Treadway. Now with a chance to plate the go-ahead run here in the 5th inning. Here's your 0-2. Treadway lines this to right, base hit. And the Braves have retaken the lead. RBI single, Jeff Treadway. Atlanta is on top 3-2. Treadway on first, an RBI single. gives the Braves a 1-run lead. Terry Pendleton, first pitch swing, grounds this to first, and that will do it. But the Braves score again, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. Atlanta 3 and Minnesota 2. All right, we will be right back. All right, folks, back for the bottom of the 5th inning as the Braves have now taken a 3-2 lead. This series tied at 1-1, a rematch of the 1991 World Series where every game seemed to be going down to the wire or extra innings. This one has now outlived the expectations from the first two. Game 1 going to the Minnesota Twins 1 week ago on their home turf right here at the Metrodome, 2-1 that game. The Braves, though, bounced back big time with a 10-1 victory on their home turf at Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium. This one now a seesaw affair. Back and forth we go. It's 3-2 as we're in the bottom of the 5th. Dan Gladden, 0 for 9, still hitless in this series. Here's the 2-1 to Gladden. Gladden rocks this one out to left center field, and chasing it down is Ron Gant. Boy, he is running everything down once again. And there's quickly one down. That brings up Chuck Knobloch. Got off the schneid a little bit. He had been 1 for 7 coming into this game 3. He has now hit safely in his last 2 at-bats. 2-2. As he laces this one to left, and Chuck Knobloch has his 3rd hit of the night. Knobs has 3 hits, a perfect 3 for 3. And now Kirby Puckett. Quiet night so far for Puckett, 0 for 2. Runner going, pops this one up, foul territory, off camera, first baseman Bream will make the catch. So Sid Bream makes the play. And now there are 2 down. Knobloch remains on first. Chili Davis with the old bull cut. Well, not these days. I suppose the bull cut is long gone for Chili. Pitch got away from Olsen, able to wrangle that ball in, though. Keep Knobloch at bay on first. Full count pitch. Runner will be going on the pitch. And this one is blooped to center field. They'll send the runner to third. Knobloch into third easily on a Chili Davis single. And now the Twins have two runners on base. Two runners in scoring position. And Brian Harper trying to tie this one up. Weak ground ball to second base. Easy throw to first. Side is retired. Two runners left on. Braves still on top. 3-2 after 5. We will be having the 7th inning stretch in a couple innings if you haven't seen that, or if you've been waiting patiently to see your face. You'll be seeing that not too long from now. Let's check in with our attendance report as we have just gone over 500 watching here on Monday Night Baseball. Our attendance report brought to you by Sir Pug. Never put off till tomorrow, which you can do the day after tomorrow just as well. Official attendance here tonight, 504. Cavicom, you gotta get it. You are like batting second, so it's pretty quick. Might be too blurry. That's why you're missing it. David Justice to lead off the 6th. Justice with a high pop-up to shallow right field. Who's going to get this one? It'll be Knobloch. Knobloch, good about taking the reservation, if you will. The transfer, getting it over to first base, that's been the problem. Ron Gant now steps in. Here's a 1-2 from Gant, or for Gant, as he grounds to second. 2 down. And now here's Sid Bream. Sid, who has 1 RBI in the series. He's got 1 hit here tonight. Here's your 0-2. Sid Bream swinging a miss. Strike 3. And he goes down on strike. Still 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th at the Dome. Mack, Herbeck, and Leas for the Twins, who trail by 1. Winner take all Game 3 on Monday Night Baseball. Charlie Lee Brandt on for inning number 6. High fly ball, deep left center field, and this one will clear the wall. Shane Mack on the attack. Twins tied up at 3. And here we go. That home run being presented by Hero Driver. That ball was driven out of the park. Brought to you by Hero Driver. Drive the ball like Hero Driver. And we are tied up at 3. Why not? Ken Herbeck at the plate now. Up against Lee Brandt, who makes his first mistake since the 3rd. Pitch count now at 81 for Charlie. Herbeck looking at a ball 4. It was just inside. First walk issued by Lee Brandt, who was known for his control in this 1991 season. There you go, Hero Driver. Proud Papa, thank you for your support of the channel. Here's a 2-1. They'll try to bunt here. Leas couldn't make contact on the changeup. Terry Pendleton playing in a little bit. Herbeck is being held on first by Bream, so there is room to bunt should Leas choose to put it down the first base line. You also have a southpaw who's going to fall off the mound a little bit towards the left side of that infield. Might be a prime opportunity for Scott Leas. Leas not the best bunter, though. 3-1. He will bunt, but he bunts to the other side. Lee Brandt scoops it up. Comes off the mound where it just fallen off the rubber. Makes the play. The runner does advance, though. Herbeck to second and just 1 out. And Greg Gagne. Chance to Oh, it's a balk. Lee Brandt kind of wobbled a little bit there. He's called for the balk. Herbeck to third. Didn't need to lay down a bunt there. And now he's 90 feet away from home. Greg Gagne. It wouldn't be Monday Night Baseball without a balk. It wouldn't be an out-of-the-park development stream. It wouldn't be a simulation without a balk. Greg Gagne, even count 2-2, looking at call, strike 3. That was a big one. Lee Brandt, his first strikeout. 2 down. Boy, did he need that one. 3 pitches away from the century mark on the pitch count. 97 pitches now for Lee Brandt. Dan Gladden, first pitch to Gladden. Ground ball, first base. Throw to first in time. And they strand a runner on third. We head to the bottom of the 7th in Minneapolis. It is time. Oh, excuse me, top of 7. Almost time for your 7th inning stretch. Cavacom would be a great sponsor for Box. The Box sponsor. You'd probably get more reads than the home runs. Ryan Hunter will lead off. It's the bottom of the Braves order. 7, 8, and 9 up against Erickson. Pop up. Shallow right field. And Herbeck makes the catch. Now Greg Olson. Olson on a 2-1. Another pop up. Knobloch makes the catch at this point. Boy, oh boy. Scott Erickson really has this Braves lineup a little bit off kilter right now. He has surrendered 5 hits, scattering those 3 runs across the 6 innings. 1 run in the first, another in the second, then 1 more in the 5th in a 3-3 ball game. First pitch, Belliard smokes a single up the middle. So Belliard aboard with a base hit. Now hitting .429 in the series. Where did that come from? .249 hitter in 1991. .204 the year before that. A lifetime .226 hitter. Now hitting .429 in this series. Belliard on first for Lonnie Smith. Fly ball, right field, another base hit. They'll send Belliard to third. In time as he slides to avoid the tag. Max throw was offline, and now there are runners on the corners. 2 on, 2 out, and Jeff Treadway. Full count, runner going in from first. Line drive, base hit to right field. Go-ahead run comes in. The Boo Birds are out here in Minneapolis. Treadway notches the RBI single. Take another look on your replay. Brought to you by GDB 1117. (4-3) Atlanta. Still runners on the corner. Scott Erickson still in the game. His pitch count at 93. He's given up 4 runs on 8 hits and 2 walks. Trying to get out of this pickle. Terry Pendleton, Mr. MVP on 3-2, goes down swinging. 2 runners stranded, but another run comes in. Atlanta on top 4-3 as we bring you the 7th inning stretch. All right, that is your 7th inning stretch. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Don't Cut the D-Block Dragon. It's time to stretch. We're going to bump you up. Special thank you to all of you who have submitted your picture to my Discord over on the Dr. Dynastic channel. You don't have to be following or subscribing or anything like that. All you got to do is head on over to the Discord. If somebody would be so kind maybe to put my link up there, just so you know to type !Discord, and then you'll go into that server and you can submit a picture with a PT username. It's that easy. Did you see? Did you see the Rob deer in the headlights? Yes, that's true. The headlights were behind him in the pic, not in his eyes. That was the picture that was submitted. I have no power over that. You can head on over to the Discord, over on the Dr. Dynastic Discord. Let's get back to the baseball. He was in the headlights. In. The files are in the computer. It's so simple. Chuck Knobloch working on a beautiful night. He's 3 for 3, including a double in the first inning. Charlie Leibrandt, 98 pitches and counting. Here's pitch number 100 here. Fly ball to center field. And it's caught by Gantz. Gant making the catch yet again. 1 down. Kirby Puckett at the plate. Well, last time Puckett hit against Charlie Leibrandt in real life was Game 6 of the 1991 World Series. 11th inning, Kirby Puckett that night hitting a walk-off in the bottom of the 11th right here at the Metrodome. And of course, the immortal words of Jack Buck, and we will see you tomorrow night. There will be no tomorrow night here between these two teams. This is for all the marbles. Braves and Twins. 1991 2.0. Game 3. Here's your 1-1. Another fly ball to center. Another catch made by Ron Gant. Boy, is he just making a difference out in center field. 2 down. Now Chili Davis. Full count. Here's your payoff pitch to Chili. Chili with a high fly ball out to left and gone in a hurry. Chili Davis with a rocket to left. That left in a second. And we are tied up at 4. That home run brought to you by Mexi Memester. That pitcher just got memed. Exit velocity. ...104 miles per hour. A rocket. Next Gen Stats tonight brought to you by Gen Xer 69. 4-4 ball game. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Winner take all game 3 between the 1991 Braves and Twins. Leibrandt well north of 100 pitches now at 112. 2-1 pitch on the way to Brian Harper. Harper. Easy ground ball to second. And that will do it. But we've got ourselves a tie ball game heading to the 8th in Minneapolis. The Braves and Twins 4-4 on Monday Night Baseball. ABC, I apologize in advance. I have not updated your Saturday schedule. But please, the unofficial, official ambassador, please plug away for yourself. You do so much for the community and plugging everyone else. Oh, it does check out. Okay. All right. So that was a one-off then? Or are we doing the math wrong on Pacific versus Eastern? Oh, the chili checks out. Gotcha. All right, 11 a.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. So it's been bumped back by an hour. There you go. Guys, this is the Affiliate Spotlight. Boy, there's so much cotton candy handed out at the Metrodome. Do you hear that? The Affiliate Spotlight. Affiliate Spotlight brought to you by Jason Cleghorn. All right, let's get back to the game here. Scott Erickson on for inning number 8 in a 4-4 ball game. Face the cleanup man, David Justice. Uh-oh. I told you there was cotton candy flying around here. Cotton Candy, a gifted sub over on my channel, Captain Kegleg. You probably have seen this man. He is known as the cotton candy vendor. Thank you, Cap, for that. David Justice will lead off here in the 8th. Then a tie ball game, 2-2 as he ropes one to center. And it's a base hit for Mr. Halle Berry. Well, from cotton candy to berries, it's David Justice with that single to start off the 8th inning. And the 30-30 man himself, Ron Gant, who has been a force defensively, but has been very quiet offensively. Just one hit in 11 at-bats. Gant, 30-30, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases in 1991. Second year in a row that Gant has pulled off the 30-30. 2 other players accomplishing that feat before him. Both were Giants. They were Willie Mays and Bobby Bonds, going back-to-back on the 30-30s. 1-1 to Gant. Ground ball, shortstop, they'll get the force at second. On to first, they'll get the St. Louis Jason double play. 6-4-3. Boy, oh boy. Tension mounting as Sid Bream now steps in. Bream, it wasn't so long ago, and the real version of this 1991 World Series, Bream had stepped up in the 8th inning, just as he is here. But back then, in the real 1991 Game 7, the bases were loaded. He was up against Jack Morris. He wound up grounding into a 3-2-3 double play. Minnesota would end up winning that game in 10 innings. Bream on a 1-0 offering. Fly ball to center field. Kirby Puckett makes the catch. Side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 4. Cotton candy vendors would be a good PT team name. Yes. I think Captain Kegleg would be running that operation. Shane Mack will lead off in the bottom of the 8th. Charlie Lebrent on for another inning of work. Here's his 1-2 offering on the way to Mack. Mack with another high fly ball. Deep right center field. This one is towards the hefty bag. And over the wall. Mack strikes again. The Mack is back. It's 5-4 Twins. An Oppo Taco from Shane Mack. Minnesota has reclaimed the lead. One more look as he goes the opposite field. 422 feet. D-Hack, thank you so much for the follow. My, oh my, Shane Mack. Came on a changeup. Now we're going to get a visit out on the mound. This mound visit is brought to you by Hillside Robin. Lee Brandt, a little fluster there after surrendering his 5th home run, his 11th hit. But Bobby Cox, the skipper's going to leave him in. So he'll take on Ken Herbeck. This might be the final batter, though. Maybe they just want that lefty versus lefty matchup against Kent Herbeck. There is activity in the Braves bullpen. Here's our payoff pitch on 3-2. And a little flare to left. Herbeck goes the other way. And no, it looks like Lee Brandt will stay in. As we said, the Braves do have some arms up. And some healthy arms to go with it. Merker, Stanton, Wohlers, Pena. Steve Avery yet to make an appearance in this series. I don't know what Bobby Cox is thinking here. As Lee Brandt remains in. First pitch. Here's a bunt by Leas to third, and the play will be to first. Pendleton makes the play. Herbeck advancing to second. One on, one out. Greg Gagne, hitless tonight. He's 1 for 9 in the series. And there's a base hit to center field. Herbeck to third. And Lee Brandt still in the ball game. In a 5-4 contest. Still no signs of any Braves arms coming out of that bullpen. Runners on the corners. One out. Dan Gladden, who's hitless in 4 at-bats. Hitless in the series. First pitch, runner going. Throw down to second, not in time. And Gagne has himself a stolen base. That steal brought to you by the Tiny Noob. Ready, set, Noob. The speedy answer to all your IT needs. So 2 runners in scoring position now. Gagne on second, Herbeck on third. And Minerva has entered the chat. Welcome in, my friends. Welcome everybody here. 523 on hand now. Now, wondering about Bobby Cox and the decision not to go to the bullpen. At least we know he hasn't fallen asleep at the wheel because the infield at least is playing in. So we know that Bobby Cox is at least paying attention to something in this ball game. Lee Brandt, who's thrown 133 pitches and yet to dip into this bullpen in a winner-take-all Game 3. Infield in. 2 runners in scoring position. Trying to keep this at a 1-run ball game. Dan Gladden, 3-2 pitch, taken inside for ball 4. And the bases are loaded. Well, he's out of mound visits. We've already seen 1 mound visit here tonight. Infield remains in. Base is loaded. And 1 out. And Chuck Knobloch, who has 3 hits tonight. A 4th would be huge. It would send Minneapolis into a frenzy. Lee Brandt, the 0-2. Ground ball. Shortstop throw home in time. Throw to first. They will not get the double play, but they do cut off the run at home. Nice play by Belliard for out number 2. Infield should play back here with 2 down. And the dangerous Kirby Puckett at the plate. Game really on the line here. If Minnesota can get another hit, that might just seal this thing. Here's your 1-0. Puckett grounds this to short. Throw to second. They'll get the force. Minnesota leaves them loaded. We go to the 9th. Atlanta trails 5-4. All right, so it comes down to this. The bottom of the Braves order. Hunter, Olsen, and Belliard. Scott Erickson trying to go the distance here and seal this. in a winner-take-all Game 3, Monday Night Baseball 1991. Our presenting sponsor here tonight, Danny D. Smith Jr. You can direct your attention to the center field video board. Danny, thank you for coming up with this matchup here tonight. 1991 World Series replay on Monday Night Baseball. We'll take a break. We will have this fateful ninth inning when we come back. All right, we want to thank all of our Perfect Level sponsors on the Dr. Dynastic channel. Danny D. Smith Jr. and Captain Kegleg. Thank you, guys. All right, here we go. Top of the ninth. Top of the mind. This is the only game that matters right now. Monday Night Baseball for the championship between the 1991 Atlanta Braves and the 1991 Minnesota Twins. Brian Hunter, hit list tonight. Here's your full count offering from Scott Erickson. He just missed the strike zone. A leadoff walk. And now the skipper, Tom Kelly, is going to stroll out from the dugout. Talk things over with Scott Erickson, who has pitched well enough, but is it time to turn it over to the bullpen? There are options. You have Steve Bedrosian, Carl Willis, and of course the closer, Rick Aguilera. Boy, I don't know. Both of these skippers so far on the Jack Morris diet. Just leaving it up to the starting pitcher, and that's it. Hunter represents the game-tying run. Greg Olson, no pinch hitter in this situation either. There are some bats. Jeff Blauser immediately comes to mind. Francisco Cabrera wouldn't be a bad choice either. We'll see, especially with Rafael Belliard, I beg your pardon, waiting on the on-deck circle. Olson does represent the go-ahead run. Runner holds halfway through, a fly ball, caught by Kirby Puckett. One down. No pinch hitter. Rafael Belliard will stay in the ballgame. He does have a ribby in this one. His only RBI. He is hitting .429 in the series. He's done well tonight against Scott Erickson. Hunter on first, being held by Herbeck. First pitch, ground ball. It's through the left side, base hit. Dan Gladden comes up with it, throws it back into the infield. Hunter to second. So Cox's patience pays off as Belliard delivers a base hit to left. 2 on, 1 out, and Lonnie Smith, former number 3 overall pick out of Centennial High School in Compton, California, trying to deliver. Brought over to Atlanta for that veteran presence. He's hit an even 500 in this series. 2 for 4 tonight. Erickson from the stretch. The 2-1 to Lonnie. Smith. Fly ball, left field, base hit. They will hold the runner at third, and the bases are loaded. Look at this piece of hitting. as Lonnie Smith comes up with a clutch base hit. Bases loaded, 1 out. Erickson remains in. Infield is in, and Jeff Treadway is at the plate. He's already driven in 2. A base hit could not only tie this, but give the Braves the lead. Erickson from the stretch looks in for the sign from the catcher Harper. He flashes the sign. First pitch. Fly ball. Center field. Puckett makes the catch. Runner tagging from third, heading home. And we are tied in the 9th. Hunter comes in to score. It's 5-5 on a sacrifice fly. Bang, bang play at home. Here's your replay. It's brought to you by Zuckus. You make the call at home. Clearly, he was safe. And now the go-ahead run stands on third for Atlanta. 5-5. Terry Pendleton trying to bring the go-ahead run in. The 1991 National League MVP. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-1 from Erickson. Pendleton, fly ball, right field, base hit. Braves take the lead. Throw to third will be in time. The Braves run themselves out of the inning, but they get the go-ahead run. They score 2 in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the frame. 6-5 pandemonium on Monday Night Baseball. We have not seen drama like this since, dare I say, our first Monday Night Baseball broadcast. There's something about those Braves. Last time we had a thriller like this was a walk-off and the lines of Monday Night Baseball. It's our meme. Otis Nixon delivers. Well, this time it's a different Brave, but they deliver. Terry Pendleton delivering, standing on third base defensively, as Atlanta will try to protect this lead. And my goodness, Bobby Cox is playing with fire. He's going to Charlie Leibrandt, who's thrown 147 pitches. And we have a little bit of controversy here. Do you know why? Now I could go to break right now. Get ready for the professional. Guess who the manager is? That's on the broadcast booth. We set the substitutions to the human managers because OOTP would always override the lineups. So if you're wondering why the starting pitchers have been in for 9 innings, that's why. And immediately, that's a Beetle Boy 911 emergency call to the bullpen. Alejandro Pena, who's been waiting all night to come into this contest. It's a bold strategy, Cotton Candy, but Alejandro Pena has come in. A dirty look at the manager, who now has left the dugout. Alejandro Pena. I probably should have realized it a little bit earlier. Pena on the bump up against Chili Davis. Count is 1-1. Fly ball to center field. 1 down. Ronnie Gant makes the catch. We understand now the Braves and now the Twins. The Braves had a problem with this until they didn't. The Twins might be filing a protest. Well, Beetle Boy, it was your emergency call to the bullpen. Terry Pendleton is guarding the line at third. Bream guarding the line at first. Now, I could have waited, but I switched the moment I figured it out. Here's your 1-1 to Brian Harper. Harper grounds it to second. 2 down. Okay, thank you everybody for telling me that, Captain Hindsight. It does me a lot of good now. There's nothing I can do about it. You should have done this. You should have done that. Well, you know what? You guys should have noticed, maybe, that maybe I should have turned off the human manager. Shane Mack at the plate. Game on the line. Here we go in the ninth. Shane Mack, little nubber to the second baseman. He'll beat it out. Shane Mack now represents the game-tying run. Why not? Ken Herbeck now at the plate. Twins down to their final out. The 0-1. Herbie, ground ball. Second base, scooped up, throw to first, and that's your ball game. And boy, the Boo Birds are on. As the Braves have done it, they have won in controversial fashion on Monday Night Baseball. 6-5 the final. I can't disagree with you. I cannot disagree with anything that you're saying. It doesn't feel right. It felt like a chair shot, and the ref never saw it. All right. We got to make this right. We got to make this right. Now, first of all, just enjoy the fact that Shane Mack was amazing. 4 hits, 5 at-bats, 2 RBI, 2 runs scored, had 2 home runs in this one. Lonnie Smith, 3 hits, a run scored. But Cavicom, yes, I pull the strings. I am the puppet master. I also was responsible for the Detroit Lions and their collapse in the NFC Championship game yesterday. I will tell you what. Why does box score only show 1 Twins pitcher? Because we only ran 1 pitcher out there. Alejandro Pena pitched the 9th for Atlanta. So, I will do this. We will play another game, not tonight, tomorrow on my channel. We'll play it tomorrow, right after the Laptop Hound stream tomorrow. Boy, it almost doesn't feel right that now I'm somehow going to benefit from this by doing something so stupid. But we'll be back on tomorrow on my channel. That's the Dr. Dynastic channel. Boy, it is a rough room. Seriously. They're not wrong. Yes, the power will go out. The power will go out. Home Run Derby to decide this series. I don't know if I've seen this much loathing since the All-Star game and Bud Selig and his decision to call the game. Like it's right up there. So we will play an extra game, 1 game to rule it all. And it will be Liebrandt versus Erickson tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So that's what we'll be doing. a disputed asterisk kind of Monday Night Baseball. Do you like me slightly more than Bud Selig? Slightly more? Guys, honestly, I didn't know what to do on that. That was crazy. Here's the thing. When you do these streams, when you set these games up, you'll set the lineups, and I wanted to be as realistic as possible. We went through Baseball Reference. We went through verbatim the exact lineup, but the AI would keep on overriding. Maybe you saw that last Monday where they would override the lineup, and all my prep, all my notes are for these players in this order. So, I wish I could do a poll here, but I do not have the power to do so on the Out of the Park Developments channel. So I had to set the control to Human Manager. And now normally what we do is then we remember to switch it from human to AI as we put the lineups on the field. We did not do that. So we'll see. I guess we'll run another Monday Night Baseball tomorrow. Winner take all game 3 between the Braves and the Twins. Lee Brandt versus Erickson. I was beginning to wonder, what is going on? Lee Brandt, where is the bullpen? This many pitches, where are they? I'm surprised I was the one to figure it out before you guys did. Yes. Guys, we'll make a sheet for you right now. It is a get out of school /work /whatever thing you have tomorrow, Tuesday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, whatever it is. You'll get a doctor's note to get out of that so you can watch this epic finale of Monday Night Baseball. All right, so let's see. We're about ready to wrap it up here. There's the delay here. But if I understand, hopefully, I think there's hockey night tonight with Laptop Pound. Lap, if you're there, we'd love to raid into you. And soon, I believe, EVC, are you not going to have a post Monday Night Baseball stream coming to the affiliate network of Out of the Park Baseball? Is that not the case? We cannot wait for that. We'll tap dance a little bit here. Oh, Canada doesn't do hockey anymore. Burner guy, thank you for the heads up on that. What did they switch to? What did they switch to? All right. Well, let's help EVC actually here. And anybody else. EVC was asking about silver, daily silver tournaments. We can get some post-game coverage here, guys. And again, if you're just joining us, we had a little trivia. And the trivia was, name that card. If you're new, if you want to guess, Mr. Audit got it right. Mr. Audit, I just need a PT username from you so we can get that 10-pack to you as our winner. But the big reveal, we did it one by one by one. We had the overall. We had the team logo. We had, this was an all-star. The I rating. The power, the year, the position, a face. We also had the avoid K contact. That fills it all out. And the answer was Darryl Strawberry, who I thought it would take a little bit of time, but Mr. got it like immediately, like right off the bat. So I don't know if it was based upon the BABIP or how, but Mr. Audit got it immediately. I thought I'd be able to get through a couple of slides before we did that. But yes, it's Darryl Strawberry. It has been around forever. And guess what? We still use this card. In fact, let's take a look at the Daily Silver Platter. That's a fantastic tournament to get into. was myself and the Memphis Blues. That is Pernelius. We went to the final. It seems like him and I just keep on squaring off, usually in the semis or the quarters. And the Memphis Blues wind up winning it all. Congratulations, Memphis Blues. And if you're looking for some good cards, Pernelius is definitely up on the newer cards. And I'll show you ours. We still rock the strawberry. And I'll tell you why. Because he's a lefty power bat. And he hits righties really well. 95 contact, 72 BABIP, that's fine. But look at the 106 walk and the 137 power. And here it is right here. You're playing in 1961. No DH games will be played at Candlestick Park. Now look at this. Your batting averages will get nerfed a little bit, but your home run adjustment is 1.125 for lefties, which means you want lefty power bats. So that's why this Darryl Strawberry, despite being very old, he did hit 8 home runs for us in the tournament. Wound up being our number 3 hitter in the lineup. Hey, Leopard, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. You're in the lineup. And be sure, as always, guys, there are tons of great affiliate streamers who are in our chat right now. Cavicom is also here. Sorry, it's just the humor of the Cavicom channel. I'm trying to keep the vibe of the channel. But Cavicom, fantastic streamer. EBC and NYC too as well. And if any other affiliate streamers are in chat right now, please give us. And yes, he does a great new game. It's called Call Your Flop. So we have Call Your Shot on the Out of the Park Developments channel, and Cavicom has Call Your Flop. Yes. He's the Impossible Burger of OOTP. All right, let's see if our good friend Laptop Hound is up. Maybe not. Let's see. What else we got? Well, there's my roster if you want to steal my team. EVC, somebody was mentioning third base. You were asking about third base. I think you were asking about third base in silver. And we're rocking the split, the platoon. And I like Ryan Braun versus lefties. Though his defensive ratings are awful, but he's a heck of a hitter. And versus righties, I'm not a huge fan of Jose Ramirez as a ground ball hitter, though he does play really good defense. No Carlos Santana. Let's look at Carlos. Carlos Santana, first base. Contact and eye, fantastic. First base, and he hits lefties and righties great. Still there. Who are we rocking at first base? I don't think I love my first base situation, if I'm being honest. I've got Tim Jordan. Lefty versus righty. I need power. I need power hitters. And I need a lefty bat. Those are my prerequisites for this, to answer the question. So though I don't love my first base situation, I will say I do love me some Tim Jordan because he gives me a home run bat. He's a lefty and he's got a good eye. Pretty good contact versus righties. And he's given me 7 home runs in 20 games. And I've used Ortiz before. The BABIP and the contact were too low for me. That's why I'm running the platoon. And I'm running Mickey Mantle. This is the one that I'm a little bit leery of. He is a switch hitter, though, and he's got high BABIP and high eye. So that's the reason why, though, of course, Mick did not do so well. So let's go ahead and close out by maybe opening a couple packs here. We'll see if we have any pack luck. And if you haven't already done so, guys, one thing you definitely want to do is check out EVC in NYC2. I'll tell you what, especially in this stage of the game where you start feeling like you might have hit your limit on what you can do with your main teams, now's the time to get into theme team. And I think we're not in with a ton of theme teams. We kind of got stuck with just a few theme team squads. If you see TTC, that means we're part of the theme team squad here. It looks like Jacket and got the Junior Woodchucks as well. No one is together in gold this week. Well, we're still doing okay. We're going to fight. We're going to be just fine. Ooh, 47 teams spread across 19 leagues. My goodness. Well, there's always next week, and it is fun. And EVC is always the amount of time and effort it takes him and his compadres, Tessuigi, to put the teams in the right leagues, get them all together. Yeoman's work. Thank you so much. But theme team is basically you pick any theme you like. For us, there's no list. You just make it up. Our theme is very simple. We're the Oakland 42s, which means any team that is that played for the A's, any player that played for the A's, and or wore the number 42. Speaking of which, where's our Dave Henderson card? Dave Henderson. Hendu, our favorite player of all time. Boy, splits very well versus lefties. He wore the number 42 and he played for the A's. All right, let's go ahead and close out by opening a couple packs, and then I really must get going, guys. We'll give you a couple packs here. I haven't. Beetle Boy, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. It was controversial. I mean, I could. Here's the thing, and nobody should ever say this, but I could have lied. I could have just gone to a break screen or something. I figured it out, and I didn't want to do you guys dirty on that. And I feel like we do need to play that out and get an honest-to-goodness game 3. This guy's look, Brian Abreu's look, pretty much sums up the night. He's giving me the stink eye. That is Alejandro Pena looking at me coming out of the bullpen going, yup, finally. Finally, man. Another gold. Hey, I guess honesty pays off. My pleasure, guys. My sincere pleasure. It's always, I look forward to this all the time. So I appreciate Out of the Park letting me do this, and you guys tuning in and watching. Yes, Erickson in the 9th with his arm hanging like a wet noodle. Cavacom, I'm sorry to break the news to you, man. I am not perfect. This just in. All right, guys. Hopefully you're all up. If anybody's at like 98% or something and is on the verge of getting their last pack, please go for it. Gonna look one last time and see if Laptop Hound is doing the old stream tonight. Well, there's a laptop that's streaming. Oh, gosh. Come on, Doc. Loop. It's better. Collusion. There is total collusion on this. Rob Deere needs 40 more minutes. 40 more. I don't think I can help you with that one. Tell you what. I'll tell you this, though. I will keep it going until or unless we drop below 400 people. Because if we drop a 400, under 400, that means people are starting to go. It's time to wrap up the party. Yes, Laptop Hound is up. There we go. Good. We'll be able to raid in. I cannot guarantee pack drops. with Laptop Hound because it might be hockey content, but I can guarantee a good time because Laptop Hound is as professional and as good as they come. So please bring the raid hype when we party in and raid in to Laptop Hound. So he's probably got the countdown on, which means my time with you has come to an end. But I look forward to seeing you guys again on Monday Night Baseball next week. And I think we got another 1990s matchup as well. Our perfect sponsors, any tier 3 subscribers on my channel get to pick those matchups. And Danny D. Smith Jr. actually gifted that sub to one lucky person in the community. They have now become a perfect sponsor on the stream, and they get to choose the matchup. And it's a good one. So I don't want to give anything away. Mr. Audit, if I gave one hint, probably would get it immediately. Tomorrow, Spore will have his content released tomorrow, Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And we'll also have TBS, that Brave stream with that sports gamer with TJ. He'll be on 6 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Wednesday is the only day we don't have, I think, any Out of the Park stream. But of course, we got Franchise Hockey Manager on Wednesday. Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. We have the one and only Dishnet with Twipped, the Twipped stream. And good news, if you miss it at 9 a.m. Pacific time, you can always catch the replay at 6 p.m. So that is your programming schedule for this week. 1990s matchup, but this time without Deadpool. GDB, I'll hang for you, man. I'll hang for you, GDB. You just do me a favor and you do something nice for somebody else, and it's a deal. So GDB is going to be our person. GDB, you're going to let us know. You're going to give us an update when you're at 98%, 99%, and 100%. Okay? You are our person. That is a wrap for me tonight, though. We'll give you the drops until GDB hits 100. I'll be back on tomorrow on my channel, Dr. Dynastic. Be that channel right now. Real Teddy. Real no. No, cannot. Guys, that's my channel. Appreciate it if you come on over and support all your affiliate streamers. ABC and NYC2, Cabicom, both in chat today. And Laptop Pound is on deck. Oh, Danny D. Smith Jr. It's probably best you weren't here since this was your game. It was, we won't even tell you what the score is because we're just going to replay it tomorrow. There was controversy on Monday Night Baseball. Both pitchers went into the 9th inning when they should have been out. And then we realized that we had the human manager on for substitution still. So Bobby Cox left his pitcher, Charlie Leibrandt, in. Kelly left his pitcher in, Scott Erickson, both in the 9th inning. And then it was at that point I realized, oops, I left the human manager on. I got the call your flop. Thanks, Cavicom. Call of the night. Corruption indeed. So we'll make it right tomorrow on my channel, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time, right after Laptop Hound. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and raid into Laptop Hound. Everybody hopefully got all your drops. Remember, we start at 4 p.m. Pacific time sharp every Monday on Monday Night Baseball. We'll let the final countdown go on this raid, guys. I'd appreciate it if you jump into that raid and then go ahead and say hi to Laptop Hound. Please tell him I say hi. My family is waiting for me for dinner. I got to go upstairs and hang out with my other family. You guys are my fam. I hope you guys enjoy this Out of the Park community. Cannot wait for what the new year brings when, of course, a new iteration of Out of the Park Baseball comes, I'd imagine, in a couple of months. All right, guys, you're the best. Thank you so much. Even when you're not the best, you are the best, Cavicom. You guys have a great night. Thank you for spending your Mondays with me tonight and every night. when you are available. All right, guys, we are raiding on over to Laptop Hound. 357 of you ready to rock and roll on a Monday. We will see you tomorrow on my stream. And of course, don't forget, Spore has the content release show on this channel, the mothership, 9 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. Guys, take care. We'll see you then.